What's good, everybody? It's boy Hockey, and today we're gonna be reacting to Diddy becomes teacher in jail after new accusation surfaces. We got new Diddy accusations in the big 2025 this late in the year. We're in quarter four. Let's get straight into it. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and go follow Chat More Raw. Let's
Got an
go.
update on the Diddy situation for you guys, and this one is a little bit bizarre because it turns out that Diddy's not just wasting his time whilst he is in federal custody. Okay, he is actually taking things very seriously. He's trying to spread that bad boy love. Okay, he's trying to spread it around like a smooth layer of baby oil. I ain't even gonna go. I ain't even gonna go there.
Don't
Okay,
even
but
go
look,
there.
he is
Yeah.
apparently getting busy in. Not even like that. No Diddy. Okay, but he is apparently getting busy behind bars and making the most of his time inside. It's just so sus. Okay, but look, before we get to that, okay, I just want to recap the situation with Diddy, okay, because he's been convicted essentially of these two sex charges under the Mann Act for transporting prostitutes. He's been cleared of the RICO. He's been cleared of the actual human trafficking, and
The Rico, that was the dumbest Rico charge I've ever seen on anybody, bro. Just say you're trying to just say you don't have shit on them and without saying you have shit on them. Like they threw a Rico at him. Dude was one of the only, if not one. Was he one of the only people that has I think Diddy is one of the only people that has ever gotten a singular person RICO. Like, that makes
really
no
is awaiting his
sense.
sentencing. The fate is in the judge's hand. The judge still doesn't want to give him a bond, and he's been trying to put pressure on the judge. His legal team have been trying to put pressure on the judge to kind of let him skate and to not let him have any too much serious time. But they're recommending quite a lot of years for him. Okay, they're recommending a ridiculous amount of time, up to 11 years or something crazy, 10 years that he could be facing. He has been making motions to try and get acquitted or to get a new trial. But the latest update is, unfortunately for him, this has been denied. Okay, Sean Diddy Combs' motions to acquit or get a new trial are denied. People, they're denied. All right, they're not. They're not going to let him skate. All right. The case went to trial after the government rested Combs' move for acquittal. The motion focused mostly on the racketeering and sex trafficking, but also contested the Mann Act charges. With respect to the Mann Act, Combs argued the escorts who testified didn't travel across state lines, that they disavowed that they were paid for sex or engaged in prostitution, and that they were paid even when they didn't have the S word. But the court withheld its decision, and the charges went to the jury.
So
Okay, all of his
it's looking bad for Diddy then, because I just made a video talking about how if his defense team, if they were actually able to pull this off, that he could have been released today. That's canceled, guys. So if you've seen the video, canceled. The judge is like, nada. Your ass is sitting down in here. You're gonna think about things you did, Mr. Combs. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. You're a sick man. You're a sick man. Nigga was getting freaked the fuck out, sliding in. Niggas was having slipping slides in the oil and I bet. I bet.
motions to get a new trial have
Um,
been denied. Okay, he was convicted after an 8-week trial. Okay, the court reversed its decision. Combs renewed his motion after the verdict. He also moved for a new trial, and for the following reasons, both motions are denied. Okay, he was saying that judge is not playing. Good job, judge. He didn't even show remorse. That's the least that he could have done. That's the least that he could have done. Instead, he cried about his own discomfort. Friday will be interesting. Okay, so they're saying that it's going to be
or wait, or is today? Oh, they're still having the court hearing, I guess, but he denied his acquittal. Okay, I'm understanding.
tomorrow. Okay, it's Thursday today. They're going to be saying that it's tomorrow that he might actually be facing his sentencing. And people are mocking him. They're saying, I lolled at this part. It's not in the screenshots, but it's from the same document. It says, at trial, Combs proposed that the jury instructions define prostitution as engaging in sexual activity for money or its equivalent. Citing Black's Law Dictionary and state law definitions, the court adopted Combs' definition in its instructions to the jury that proceeded to convict Combs under that definition. Then Combs changed his mind. Now he argues that his proposed definition was
He said, "Fuck, I fucked up. Guys, just say it was all wrong. Say it was all wrong. We didn't know what we were talking about back then. We had no idea what we were talking about back then. Like, what did he? That don't make no
wrong
sense."
all along. Kudos to his shameless defense team, because there's no way they didn't know this was prostitution. They didn't know this prostitution definition thing was nonsense, but they got billable hours out of him anyway. And I can't imagine how many hours got billed, but you know for a fact that Puffy's got that money, and these lawyers are definitely hitting a come up. All right. And people are pointing out, saying, I've pointed this out myself. I think this is really interesting. People are saying, let's not forget that the Tupac murder trial is scheduled for next year. Diddy's name has been thrown around by a lot of people as of late when it comes to that night in Vegas. What the prosecution does with that, if anything, time will tell. Okay. I've always thought it wouldn't be surprising if the last minute Hail Mary, Diddy ends up getting implicated in that Tupac trial.
I forgot that they're actually opening up the Tupac case, but my thing is like, bro, how many years has it been? Like, y'all are only opening up that fucking case for money. Like, and it pisses me off because like y'all are using Tupac's name to just like, bro, it's been 20 some years. Why the fuck does it matter now? Like, or it's gonna come out that he was taken out by like some intelligence agency or something like that. Like, we're gonna like, bro, it's been 20 some years, bro. We kind of everybody's known who did it since the day it happened. I mean, it was
Okay, people are saying he should have pled guilty. For the life of me, why do guilty people try and act innocent? The text thread alone, all the videos, the Kid Cudi situation itself. Baby, he needs to be like, okay, you guys got me. Him and Maxwell can move to Guantanamo Bay. Okay. People saying he telegraphed this when he ruled earlier that Puff can have regular clothes for the sentencing hearing. That wouldn't have been necessary if he was going to throw out the case. Okay. What the hell? It says, keep in mind, he denied Cassie's allegations from the very beginning and only admitted the guilt once the video of him beating Cassie was leaked. Everyone has seen all the videos of him dressed as the Joker, whiling out in Hollywood, him rubbing himself all over Meek Mill, and the photos of the giant orgy bed at his parties. There's obviously something wrong with
like gang. What the fuck do you need? Like, it's so obvious what was happening on these bed, nigga. What do you need a bed that big for? Realistically, nigga. You could have that. This dude got a WWE ring sized bed in his backyard. I know, yeah, like all the celebrities, bro.
this
That's
dude. I'm not
crazy.
gonna lie. I don't be having no orgies, but I do like to laze around in bed when I'm not working, man. I like the biggest bed possible, okay? And this, minus the baby oil and the freaking off, I would just love to get some rest in this bed. I'm not going to lie. That is actually exceptional. I'm trying to get hold of one of these beds. No Diddy. Okay. But the reason I'm making this video and the reason that I think just this thing is actually really interesting is because according to the news, okay, Diddy is offering a 6-week course to fellow inmates at his Brooklyn jail called Free Game with Diddy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, how bizarre could it possibly be if you're over there doing some federal time, or you're awaiting your trial or your sentencing in your federal case? You're in there chilling. You're in there with 6ix9ine, Diddy, Luigi Mangione, Sam Bankman-Fried. You're all just cooling.
They're all in the same prison, bro. So Diddy's in the same prison as Luigi Mangione. This shit is unreal. Cause look, he's in New York, right? So yeah, a lot of big name high, like probably a lot of money launderers in there. So yeah, he
Stuff
probably
in there,
kicking it
man.
up
You
in the
might Gene
feds.
Barello might pop in there every now and then, right, with the mobsters. And Diddy is just strolling around talking about, yeah, I'm gonna drop Free Game with Diddy. Okay, and they're saying when Diddy asks you to come party for free, you gotta tell him no. People saying, I know he's loving it in there. All right. So I thought this was really interesting. Okay, it came out in the Independent. It says Diddy is offering a 6-week course.
Hey, bro, how do I sign up for the Diddy course? The free like, bro, are we gonna have Zoom calls in the free game with Diddy, bro? Like, where do I sign up for the free game with Diddy, man? Come on, man. Let's sign up, man.
To fellow inmates
Six
called
week
Free Game
course.
with Diddy. Combs, who faces up to 20 years in prison when he's sentenced on Friday on Mann Act convictions, is teaching inmates about positive thinking, dealing with failure, and goal setting. So Sean Diddy Combs has been teaching fellow inmates how to better themselves on a course that he now runs from the Brooklyn jail where he's holed up on prostitution charges. Like, how hilarious is this that it's like, okay, I'm going to give back. I'm going to give back. At this point, it's time for me to teach people how to better themselves when I've basically thrown everything away and I'm actually in an enormous mess. But you got to respect that he's actually in there trying to, spread some game, spread some love, give people a little
Damn, he
bit of
is
help
facing up to 20 years in prison when he is sentenced after.
and
Gosh.
support with their mindset when they're going through these things. The course is called Free Game with Diddy, which is slang for information given freely. I'm glad they defined that. The details of the 6-week course the 55-year-old is running at the Metropolitan Detention Center have been shared by Combs's legal team in letters of support from
Letters of support. Basically, hey man, look, he's making pushes to try to be a better man. So could we maybe like drop the charges a little bit when you sentence him? Just he's trying, guys. He's trying. He's been being a ruthless, narcissistic villain for like the past 10 years. But look, bro, you don't gotta talk about that. Just he's 6 weeks free course with Diddy, bro. Come on, bro. Do you want the sauce or not? Like, hey man.
So I just wish I was taking this course, man. That's crazy. Ahead of his sentencing, where he could address the court for the first time, Combs is apparently teaching inmates about positive thinking, how to deal with failure, goal setting, and shares other business intel according to the syllabus. All right. He might be learning to deal with failure in a whole different dimension when this sentencing comes down. I'm not going to hold you. It says the course offers exclusive insights into the journey of Sean Diddy Combs, tracing his rise from humble beginnings to becoming a globally recognized icon and influential business mogul, the syllabus said. They missed out the part after he became a global business mogul where he ended up in the feds, facing serious charges. The former business tycoon has received glowing reviews from inmates, but none of them mentioned the prostitution offenses he was convicted of in July in their letters to Judge Aaron Subramanian.
Well, duh. I'm gonna just break this down for y'all. What he probably did, bro? Probably was like to some inmates. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all some game, but I'm gonna pay y'all's books. I'm gonna buy y'all. What do they call it? Concessions? Not concessions. What do they call it? What do they call it, bro? I forgot what they call it, like, where y'all go to buy y'all food and commissary? There you go. He was probably paying people's commissary, putting money on the book so they could talk to people. Hey, just write this letter saying that I helped y'all out. I gave y'all some free game. Don't bring up none of the prostitution. You gotta make me look really good. You know.
Okay, it says, this class is teaching me how to be disciplined, one inmate wrote. I know by applying myself in this class, it will help me become self aware of my negative behavior. Even behind bars with limited resources, I have witnessed this man do magical things. He shared his first-hand knowledge and experience of being in the corporate world, wrote another. Mr. Combs has inspired me to change my views on life. He's taught me to always hold myself accountable, to have self-discipline, and to always be consistent with what I'm doing. When I'm released, I can move forward with what I've learned from his class, wrote another inmate. He has taught me to focus on bettering myself instead of gossiping or getting into trouble. I don't know about that.
Yeah, like, if bro, this is actually making Diddy's age show. Like, as soon as he went to prison and he got off them drugs and all that stress hit, man, y'all see Diddy, bro? This dude look completely different. I ain't never seen
Last
Diddy
part.
with
I think
grays.
he deserves his freedom. He isn't made for this place. On an inmate performance evaluation form, a prison manager wrote, Combs, excellent work, great class. Despite the rave reviews about his course, prosecutors are asking for the judge to sentence Combs to 135 months, more than 11
Woo.
years behind bars, all right? They're saying that the crimes are so serious, all right? They've warranted sentences over 10 years in multiple cases for defendants who, like Sean Combs, engaged in violence and put others in fear, okay? But really, all right, we're finding out all these interesting bits of backstory about what Diddy's getting up to whilst he is inside, okay? Basically, this reporter has been inside the courtroom every day and is breaking down all of the backstory about what Diddy is getting up to behind bars. It is pretty impressive. So a lot of the commentary from inmates that have taken Diddy's class have been reproduced in actual letters that have been posted by The Sun, which essentially is, there's a bunch of letters of support that have been written to try and get him a lower sentence. It says, he brings joy. Read letters written by Diddy's cellmates as they review class that the disgraced music mogul has been teaching in prison. One described Combs as a focused, positive, God-fearing man. All right, so they've got pictures of these. Now I'm gonna try and read these the best that I can. Okay, but the cursive might be a little bit difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie. It says, "Dear Judge, hello. My name is Quinton Davis. I'm a fellow peer of Sean Combs. My personal experience with him has been great. Mr. Combs has shown me and the rest of the inmates here a lot of respect and taught us how to become better versions of ourselves. Mr. Combs started a 6-week class here at MDC, where he teaches us business management, entrepreneurship, and life skills. It's a key factor and inside scoop of how Mr. Combs started from nothing and became the icon business mogul that he is today. This first-hand experience in the corporate world and his business ventures. The free game class with Mr. Combs has affected me in a good way and has impacted me because I've learned many things like how to create a successful plan, and that the plan has to be realistic. I also learned how to research things better by using AI or ChatGPT. One thing that stuck out to me was that Mr. Combs taught me something. Can I read the rest of that, or is that just we just on to the next one? We on to the next one. This is just the top of one. Somebody doing a work performance rating. So that's Sean Combs. This is his actual work performance rating as a worker delivering a class at the Department of Prisons. Okay, people are saying excellent class, keep up the great work. All right, they're loving Diddy's class. All right, they're actually loving Diddy's class.
I mean, like, okay, all jokes aside, all charges aside, all everything, the man was good at business. Like, let's just be 100% honest. This dude was running all, like, if you think about it, if you really want to think about it, this dude was running like 5 different companies, like networks, like social media like networks, channels, making music, being a producer or not a producer, being like a head of labels, and still had all the time to do these freak offs. Like, how the dude had like, so his business mindset was pretty fire. He had systems set up. He had enough systems set up in place to where he would have enough time for these freak offs. So I mean, hey
This
man,
is
as a
another
business
letter that
guy,
says, "Dear Judge."
I'm almost like impressed with his work ethic. I'm not a supporter though. I just the work ethic is pretty impressive, bro. I don't know how you're able to do all that and still have freak offs for days. You know, to eat
My
to
name
each
is
their own
Douglas
though.
Welsh. I'm 42 years old. I'm from Queens, New York. I've been in MDC Brooklyn for 2 years. I've been with Sean Combs for a year. I've gotten to know him as a person. He's focused, positive, and a God-fearing man. Sean Combs brings excuse me, I was going to burp. Sean Combs brings love into the unit that I know because since he's been here, all the Spanish and black inmates cook and pray together and work out together too. Since he started his class, I've been going harder at my health journey. Uh, his class is called Free Game with Diddy. The class is on once a week. It's 1 hour long once a week. He gives us a chance to ask him questions, and he also lets us pick his brain for information about his personal life, his grind, his journey, and his blueprint for his success. He has showed us that it's the little adjustments to our everyday life that adds up to a big change.
And I want to stop the video real quick because that is very true. Like, if you're actually trying to better your life and you have a goal, the best way to actually complete goals is not by taking huge ass steps. It's literally just by changing small things every day. Small things every day. You're trying to lose weight, uh track what you eat every day. Like, just do it every time you pull every time you eat something, pull out your phone, type in the time that you ate, what you ate, the calories, and I guarantee if you do that every day for a month, and you just see how much you eat, the two things are gonna happen. Either one, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, I need to cut back on this," um, or you're gonna like, "I need to change these things and I need to stop eating this," or you're gonna kind of just look at the list and you're like, "Ooh, I'm eating a lot," and then kind of just shrug it off. But that is very facts. That's
Some of
actually
us are
real
trying
game.
to better our health and fight drug addiction. Other people are on a spiritual journey. He has taught me to make a plan and write down my progress each week, put my pride to the side, and have no ego. And I have to sacrifice my bad habits to be successful, man. He dropping that free game, okay? Everybody's loving free game, all right?
Free
Everybody's
game
loving
with
free
Diddy.
game. It's like hanging out with Boondog or something. Okay, says I'm an inmate incarcerated at MDC Brooklyn. I've been here for 4.5 years to this date. Since I've been here, I've obtained my GED. Besides my GED, I haven't had the chance to participate in any other programs because there aren't any. Till Mr. Combs' incarceration, and since he's been in the unit with myself, others and I have gotten the chance to know Mr. Combs personally. And now I can say I know him as a friend and not as a celebrity. While Mr. Combe, I don't know why they're saying Mr. Combe has been in my unit, I've seen a great change in Mr. Combs. He brings joy and happiness to the atmosphere in the unit. He changes the vibe positively and constructively to each and everyone. Because of Mr. Combs, everyone in the unit is treating and active positively friendly towards each other. And for many people, that's a step forward in becoming a better person for when they get out of prison. Mr. Combe is changing people's lives. For many in here, that is unthinkable. And we got Mr. Combs to thank for that. Mr. Combs care very much for everyone in here.